And here I present a case study detailing my experience designing and deploying cultural probes in Bungoma, Kenya. And I want to demonstrate how using this design-oriented method can benefit researchers in the fields of HCI4D and ICTD. So more than 20 years ago, Bill Gaver introduced cultural probes to the HCI and CSCW communities. They're frequently packages containing open-ended and provocative activities, postcards, cameras, diaries, and maps. And probes are meant to provide designers with this rich and varied set of materials to inspire design concepts that are grounded in local cultures. And significantly, and because the motivations for the method come from the fields of art and design, cultural probes are meant to subvert traditional HCI methods. The approach is intended to offer an alternative to the prevailing rational and scientific processes typically used in HCI and CSCW. However, this experimental and subversive nature of probes is often lost, and the method has been widely rationalized and used in ways that are similar to traditional methods in HCI. And further, this highly subjective approach has been underutilized in the fields of HCI4D and ICTD. So in this paper, I describe my experience using cultural probes as Gaver originally intended them to be used. The work presented here is part of a 5-year project investigating domestic technology use and design in rural Kenyan households. Here you can see the probe activities that I developed. The first is a digital camera. You can see this card with prompts asking participants to take pictures of themselves, a mobile phone, anything they like. The second activity is this comment card box. It's a box that came with 16 cards that had different questions, such as what is something Americans should know about Kenyans? What did you do with your mobile phone today? Or be quiet and listen and write down what you hear. So participants would fill out these cards every day and put them in the box. And we distributed these cultural probe activities to 22 households in Bungoma, Kenya. You can see a picture of the downtown here. It's a town in the western part of Kenya where I've been working for nearly a decade. We gave the probe activities for 2 weeks and then went back and collected them. So interpreting probe responses is tricky. Gaver writes that the responses are not meant to be formally analyzed. They're not meant to produce lists of facts about the people who created them. Instead, they're meant to provide designers with these glimpses into the communities that they're designing for. And I'm going to show some of these responses here. Pause the video and read them if you'd like. So in addition to providing designers with these glimpses of the communities they're designing for, probe responses are also meant to inspire design, in particular speculative design concepts, and you see some of those here. And although these ideas are technically plausible, they're not really meant to be developed. Instead, they're meant to draw attention to new ways of considering design in Bungoma and developing countries more broadly. I want to draw attention to one speculative design concept here and demonstrate how you can use design to ask these provocative questions. So this is a speculative system called Interfidi Opticon. It allows research participants in studies like mine to evaluate their relationship with researchers and rate them and score them and evaluate them. And again, it's a speculative concept meant to raise questions and spur discussions about Western researchers like myself and our presence in countries like Kenya. So the broader implications of this work, there are many. I mean, in the paper I talk about how it can be useful for raising questions about generalizability, objectivity in research, and the pursuit of a single design solution. But more broadly, my hope is that by using cultural probes and asking these questions in our research, we can really work towards creating space for new forms of knowledge production in the fields of HCI4D and ICTD. I want to quickly acknowledge that this work was funded by the NSF and my collaborators. Thank you.